Hey everybody, welcome back to Star Wars Minute. It's your daily podcast where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate The Last Jedi 1 minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson from alexrobinson.fun.
I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
And I'm Mike Norton from IHateMike.com.
Thanks for coming back. Mike Norton, returning. You've been on several times before.
I have. It's been a long time, though. I've skipped a couple of movies.
Well, we're glad we got you here to talk about minute 141 of The Last Jedi.
I know, right?
It starts with Luke turning into a naked Force ghost, and it ends a minute later with Rey slamming the Falcon door shut in Kylo Rey's stupid face.
Yep.
You said Kylo Ren?
Stupid face.
I just
Kylo
said
Ren.
it's possible.
That's the shipping thing, isn't it? That's the shipping.
Reylo, yeah, is the. But Kylo Ren is kind of the opposite end of that. I like it. It's the reverse because there's different, right? The dynamic changes if you move the positions of the the around in a shipping scenario. So.
Oh, is that true? I didn't know the details of that.
I think there are different ways. Yeah, sure.
Huh. So are there feuds between Reylos and Kylo Rays?
I think they find common ground over just the shipping in general.
They should do a crossover event where they all meet and it's
oh yeah.
Well, but anyway, speaking of which,
in the Hunger Games, I remember there was a conversation about that because there was PETA and Katniss, and they were like, our shipping name has to be Cat P because otherwise you can't. But yes, anyway. Force Awakens. No, Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Here we go.
So we see the death of Luke Skywalker here. We see him fade away into Force ghostness. How do you guys feel about that? Are you...
I tell you what, when I saw this the first time, the whole time this was happening, I was going, they're not going to kill him. They're not going to kill him. Even watching him like struggle over the boulder, I'm like, he's not going to die. He's not going to die. Because, they killed my guy in the last movie.
Your Elo Asti.
I forgot about R.I.P. You just don't think of Luke ever dying is the thing. That's the weird part of this movie is Luke dying that's the whole movie, right? That's the whole series is Luke Skywalker. So this was kind of a big deal.
It is, I guess in a perfect world, I would have kept him around to episode 9, if only because he was the hero in the first one, and like chronologically. And so it would have been nice to have him stick around. But,
and there's a lot of, talking about this movie in general about whether or not that should have happened or whether or not it was going to happen and all that stuff. But I really like, as much drama as there was about how Luke was treated or written in this movie, it's such an awesome thing what he was able to do. Like no other Jedi has ever done what he has accomplished in this at the end of this movie. I mean, and we'll see even further on. It's just like he was able to use the Force in a way that nobody's ever done before. And that, is mentioned earlier in the movie, will kill you if you do it. So it's kind of amazing to go out on that note. I think everybody wanted to see him slapping a lightsaber around and being cool that way. But I mean, he just like outdid everybody with his ability.
What I also really like about it is that it kind of echoes ring theory about his stance in Return of the Jedi, where he was like, I will not fight you. Like, I'm not going to. And so it's kind of the same thing that he does here. And it's kind of funny that Luke has such strong feelings about like the Jedi tradition and stuff when his most famous act is defying what all the Jedi were telling him, which is like, your father's dead. You don't bother. You just got to kill him. You won't be a Jedi until you kill him. And, and so this is a similar,
for all the faults that people find with this movie. And I was one of them at first. I mean, I found my own peace with it in a lot of ways, but I think that this was kind of spot on for him. You know, at the end, it really kind of works in the best way it could. Yeah.
So it sounds like even though you didn't like the idea of him dying, you grudgingly concede that this was a good way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can complain that things don't go the way you want all the time, but you don't want the best thing about The Last Jedi is that it does stuff that you don't expect it to do. Mm-hmm. Now, the worst thing about The Last Jedi is it does a lot of things you don't expect it to do. But I mean, I think it's good. It does a lot of it doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie in a lot of ways, but at the same time, I
think that's almost intentional because it's trying to break away from that.
Right. It opens up a lot of things that haven't been like emotionally explored in a Star Wars movie. Now you can argue that, that's not what Star Wars movies are to begin with, but these things have been around for 40 years now, and he's like, it's got a
long time.
We're not going to be here forever to watch these things.
Star Wars will go on forever, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, interesting that we do get, two things that just came out that just, one was in my notes, one just popped into my mind now, because you were saying, you talking about ring theory, you talking about kind of, as we said, Luke, having him stick around because he was the hero. But I just realized that we lose our main characters in the same order that we met them. Because I forgot we met Leia first on the Tantive 4, then we meet Luke, and then we meet Han Solo.
Oh, interesting.
We're losing them in reverse order that we met them, so it's like a weird little mirror ring theory.
Oh, interesting. All the more reason why Luke should have died in the last one.
Yeah.
Wait, to break the mirror.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, you're right. It should be the other way around.
But we do the way he becomes one with the Force. There's air quotes there. That's my euphemism.
Mm-hmm.
It's true here. It's not a euphemism, but
right. That's what my parents told me when my cat died. They're like,
right,
no, he became one with the Force.
Oh man!
Did you see his little cool cat robes?
See Force ghosts of your dead pets. That would be so comforting and terrifying.
Yeah, they're just around all the time.
Yeah. They'll get along? I can't imagine all my dead pets getting along with each other.
Well, they're one with the Force. They gotta be.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, it makes them more peaceful.
Force ghosts.
They would also show up.
Force ghosts don't fight, do they? They don't fight each other.
Yeah, that'll be episode 10. It'll be the revenge of Anakin Skywalker at last.
Well, we can sidestep. We can bring them back with deep fake / CGI. And then if they're all Force ghosts, that gives us an extra level of extra level of distance, so we escape the uncanny valley as much as possible, because they're a little bit transparent, you can't really tell. Yeah. So
I like it. Let's do it.
Force ghost battle.
Force ghosts. Yeah.
But the way that Luke does become one with the Force is kind of old school. It's a kind of dissolve between Luke sitting there and an empty robe sitting there, like the way that Yoda disappeared, where it's like not a very sophisticated cinematic trick. It's not a fancy effect.
Interesting, yeah. The way that especially these movies lately, the way that special effects are done, it's kind of neat to see a very old technique, just essentially just fade out like the Wolfman turning into,
Yeah, his last Jedi power was reducing his opacity to 0%.
Right.
He was still there. People just couldn't see him.
Alpha layer.
That he focused so hard on sending his image to a different planet that he used all of his image, and then he still exists. You can't see him ever again.
When
he threw his voice so far he can't get it back.
When Darth Vader died in Return of the Jedi, do we think his body dissolved, or when Luke was burning the armor, was Anakin? Right. We probably discussed this at the time, but
I think maybe like the fleshy parts dissolved and the machine parts stayed.
But Qui-Gon didn't do that, so presumably because Anakin didn't train ahead of time, that's their thing, is that it's something you kind of have to cast the spell before you die, in order for it to work.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right.
So, anyway. So we didn't see it, but I guess so that I would imply that he did not, because I feel like we would have seen it if that was a thing that happened.
Like the suit just smushing on itself.
Yeah,
right.
It's weird. It's weird how Luke is present for the death of the last 3 Jedi. It's a little suspicious that the last 3 that die, he's there.
No, it is. It's more like Highlander now. It's like he's the last Jedi because he made it that way.
Yeah. So we get a cool overhead shot here of Kylo Ren and the troopers walking in. Great, art design, all black, white, and red, and it looks cool. Really sharp looking.
Yeah,
that was in the trailer, and I was like going, "What is that? What is that going to be?
Where are they?" Yeah. It's a cool. If I can put on my Star Wars Music Minute hat for a second, which I don't have an actual hat, but this. I mean, I have a hat, but it's not a Star Wars Music Minute hat.
Kind of surprising you don't have one.
There's an interesting kind of interplay counterpoint. I don't know. I don't know music, but there's
sounds real cool.
The Kylo Ren music, like ba 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 is going on, and then it's kind of intercut back and forth with the military music. That not the. It's the one that sounds kind of like the Phantom Menace, kind of putting out the droids music, but it's different. It's like it's like it sounds kind of like that, but it's this militaristic kind of march thing that we've heard in this movie before, as like every time we see the ships and TIE fighters and the so it's that kind of like back and forth between the military and Kylo Ren, because now he's the supreme leader of these forces. He's the commander in chief. So now it's an interesting like back and forth. It's a good music noticing here to notice.
Yeah, it also evoked to me Darth Vader coming into Echo Base after
definitely.
When he's kind of going through the metal detector and stuff, and you got the snow troopers. It's interesting that you see he's with like snow troopers, even though it's not a cold place. He's still it looks like a cold planet. So
they just they eyeballed it. They're like, all right, get the snow troopers. They sent them down. Like, what the heck? This is salt.
It's salt.
Oh, yeah. All the salt troopers are like, oh, come on. They're back up in the ship. Like, when are we going to get another chance?
They're freezing their space buns off on some cold planet.
It's cold there, right? It is cold because Leia has her jacket up. Like, there must be wind there.
Yeah. I think she just did it for dramatic. I think she just did it for dramatic effect.
Right. She's really sweating a lot under there.
I should have worn my Alderanian and
should have busted out the gold bikini.
Yeah. So this is a bit where Kylo Ren kind of walks into the office there, right? Mm-hmm. Into the command center, the abandoned command center.
Yeah, and it's kind of he's looking around, figuring out what happened here. Where's everybody?
It's a little surprising to me. It's surprising to me that he doesn't say, send troops down those caves to find them, or go around the back, or the Falcon's sitting right there. Like, if they send a ship up, they can go, look, there's the Falcon. That's where they're going. They've
never set up Kylo in these movies to be particularly good at what he does. In fact,
he's not a strategist.
You could say the opposite. Yeah. He's just an angry kid,
So you think once the whole Luke thing happened, he was just so embarrassed and humiliated. He's just like, forget it. I don't want to get you guys anymore.
I'm surprised he walked in. I'm surprised he went in. He's like, oh, I'm going home. Just take my gorilla walker and go home.
And so, then they, the ship, they're getting ready to leave because the minute ends with the doors closing on the Falcon.
Well, but that, so he's trying to figure out where to go. Let me back up for a second.
Okay.
I want to go back to Luke and Luke's disappearance.
Oh, we're all the way back. You want to start over?
It's a period of civil war. What's up with that? Why is it that not everything, and this happened with Obi-Wan too, why is it not everything stayed behind?
What do you mean, like his underwear and...
You know, like we don't see like some boots and a glove.
Yeah.
And a belt.
We don't? Isn't it hard to tell? I mean,
I don't know. It seems like it's just like Luke sitting there and all of a sudden there's just like a cloak. It seems like, and like Obi-Wan too, it seemed like a cloak.
Well,
and didn't his lightsaber
just flies off, actually. It just floats away.
Yeah, that's true.
So is there anything laying there?
I think there's been some discussion about whether or not Luke's hand is there.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
I remember, I think people are passionately arguing one way or the other about whether or not it's a big schism in the Star Wars religion as to whether your metal hand gets to go to Force heaven with you. Anakin had his Anakin had all his limbs in as far as we could tell.
Yeah,
he might have been. Yeah, we don't know. He could have just been floating himself. He could have been levitating up.
But I think you get to just redesign yourself when you get there. So
you think Yoda still wanted to look like a wrinkled up old paper bag? He's like,
he was at peace with where he was when he left.
True.
You know what I mean?
It's good. Perfect I am.
He didn't always look like that.
I think he should have come back as Phantom Menace puppet Yoda. If I was in charge, I would. That's my special edition change. I would make it so that's
terrifying, terrifying Yoda puppet.
Or isn't there?
They cannot do any work on the puppet. It's whatever condition it's in since it was put in the Lucas vault.
Right.
So it's
all they got to use the original one. Yeah, so it's like it's all like crumbly, like.
Padding.
All right.
An eyeball hanging out.
What? Something on my face, have I?
And just like half of it falls off. And it's just like.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the. I think famously the Max Rebo puppet is just a bag of blue powder at this point.
Oh my!
So it's
God,
that kind of. I can't imagine Yoda being in amazing shape.
What does that do to puppeteers? I wonder.
What do you mean?
If it degrades that like that. I mean, I get it. It's been like 30 years, but...
I think puppeteers are at peace with the fact that all things pass and...
Well, no, I mean, what is the stuff that's making it dissolve?
Oh, you mean like ice?
What does it do to a guy that's been stuck inside of it for 6 months?
Guy's been living in a Jabba costume for. I've been the tail of a Jabba costume.
Yeah, it's gotta smell like.
They all have latex poisoning.
Yeah,
latex lung, puppeteer lung, they call it.
Puppeteer lung,
puppet lung.
I've got puppet lung. Oh no.
Let's see. So what if The Rise of Skywalker had started off with them in the Falcon escaping from Crate? So all three movies were literally like one after the other
stacked
chronologically
action.
So because it is funny that the movie kind of ends how it starts with them kind of as a ragtag fugitive fleet.
Right.
Well, there's some...
Or one ship, I guess. Not even a fleet.
Right. Fleet of one.
The passage of time has always been an issue in these movies. And I think, especially in these last three, it's been confusing to me as to how much time has gone between different scenes or things in the movie. In fact...
That's always been true for Star Wars. That's not unique to the
exactly.
sequels. So.
But I think there's actually a problem spot in this... Actually, at the end of this movie, that confused me because of this. But I mean, that's for another time. But
also, it's still coming forward. It's still coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little teaser there for everybody.
All right,
something to look forward to.
The part where suddenly they're breakdancing and drinking new Coke, and
Michael Jackson moonwalks behind them.
Yeah.
If I was the president of movies, I would make sure that every movie included product placement, which would date it, within 5 years or something. Like, hey, look, check out new fidget spinners. What are those? Those things are still around. So,
or just have a scene like that could be. It's like modular. You can just replace it with whatever the new trend is.
Yeah.
So check this out, and then it's a close up to somebody's hand is holding a fidget spinner,
like a green screen. Yeah,
right.
Just put it whatever.
And then after everybody else is like, "Oh, that's cool," and nobody says specifically what it is, and then you can just swap it out with whatever.
All right.
Well, you'd have like C-3PO because he's easy to get the voice for. He would be like, "It's the new Kenner." Micro Machines collection or whatever
it's the new Kenner Micro Machines collection. Amazing.
Kenner Micro Machines.
That's all I say.
What is Jason Statham's doing the voice now?
I'd like
That's
to
a
see
good
that.
gimmick they should do with Star Wars is have it like a GPS where you could have like set C-3PO to different voices. Now you could have different celebrities play him in every movie, you know?
Right.
Just on your like alternate audio track.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about that is not his voice. That is just something that Anakin picked. So
Right.
that could be Shmi's voice. He could have just recorded his mom and make that his voice.
Oh, that sounds like a diss. You should have just recorded your mom.
Sorry, Anthony.
There was no father. It's funny to think if C-3PO is his personality dictated by his voice, or if he had like the voice of like the movie phone guy, would he still have been all like, oh dear, we're going to die, would he still be nervous, or would he be just a totally different character?
In Star Wars, things are very broad, and those things are definitely connected. So they would have
It's funny to think that Anakin, his maker, could have had him be a very confident droid, but he had him be. I guess it's the same riddle about why gonks feel pain. You know who
He's
I want born to suffer.
Well,
It's his lot in life.
I want Bobcat Goldthwait as C-3PO. That would be a good, because he can do the
like
kind of panicky
Police
stuff.
Academy
version.
Yeah,
not kind of mellow director Bobcat Goldthwait, but like hyper like character Bobcat Goldthwait.
Although it would be awesome to have Bobcat Goldthwait direct a Star Wars.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I've never actually. Have you guys seen Shakes the Clown? I've never actually seen it.
I've never seen Shakes the Clown. I've seen a couple of his other ones.
Yeah,
I have, but I think it was like right in a, like I wasn't quite with it enough to fully appreciate it. I think it was like right maybe when it came out on home video or something like that, and I was
But it doesn't seem like it's something that has gained a cult following, really. I mean, people talk about it's good, but
I think
we're three nerds and none of us have seen it. No offense, Mike, but
he's
I've seen worse.
He's been working on a lot of other stuff in the meantime. He's become more of a director.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'm just surprised. It seems like we're due for a Shakes assance.
Right.
I'm sure there are people that love Shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, there's a Shakes Con in Maine somewhere.
Like I fear Buckaroo Banzai has more.
Oh, absolutely.
More like from the same era. I was trying to think of other movies from that time that have since become even though they bombed at the time. But anywho, anything else from minute 141 of The Last Jedi, the penultimate Jedi?
That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll continue with the escape from Crate tomorrow and further adventures of Kylo Ren.
That would be if the Kenner was still making board games for these movies, Escape from Crate would totally be the
Crate Escape.
There you go, the Crate Escape. Oh, it was right there. Oh.
Yeah. It's Leia on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I guess they could do two games. They could do slow speed chase.
Right.
Like you have to, or maybe you have to get back to you're Finn Rose and you have to get back to the ship and like every.
I think, or just Canto Bite. They would do a Canto Bite. It would be almost like Monopoly or something, like some kind of Canto Bite.
Well, yeah, well that would be like a gambling game, a casino game. Yeah,
right.
Sure.
Have they ever done a Star Wars Monopoly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I've owned several.
Probably made several. Yeah.
I remember years ago, I bought my friend a Star Trek Next Generation Monopoly game.
Mm-hmm.
And on it advertised that they were going to do a Deep Space Nine and a classic, and they were going to make it so they were you'd be playing all four at the same time. Like free parking would be like a wormhole, and you could go to another one of the other boards.
So like 3-dimensional Monopoly.
Yeah, so it would actually be like the chess game from Star Trek.
Yeah, but
so they're actually playing Monopoly in that.
It's funny to think of them playing Monopoly for some reason.
Yeah. They don't even really know what money is.
Anyway, so speaking of money, hey, you know what we could really use? Your support. So why don't you go to StarWarsMinutes.com/Patreon and you can become a Patreon supporter. We have as low as what's our current lowest thing?
Well, I mean, you can just give us $1.
Yeah, give us $1.
Hey,
come on, give us $1.
Hey, give me $1.
If everybody gave you $1, you'd be okay.
Yeah, that's true.
If everybody who downloaded this gave us $1, I think we'd be doing all right.
But anyway, we don't need to guilt you into it, but still, you get two bonus. You can get up to 2 bonus shows a week. You can get art prints by yours truly. You can go to a sports ball game with Pete the Retailer. A lot of different perks if you're into it. So go to StarWarsMinute.com/Patreon. And after that, we'll see you tomorrow for another. Mike Norton, can you come back tomorrow?
I will.
All right, awesome. Our guest will be Mike Norton. Exclusive. Our guest will be Mike Norton on the next Star Wars Minute.